Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. Actually, good evening. I was just having a beer, and but while I was doing it, I was sitting around. And I thought, I'm going to check out the price of travel trailers because I haven't done that in a long time. And I thought, well, let's go look. And I was watching a video of the young lady that had just bought her a new travel trailer, but she never mentioned the price. And I thought, well, I wonder how much they are now. They're damn expensive. I'll tell you that. I mean, I cannot believe these numbers, and they're not. I know. It's a Gildan V-neck T-shirt, and you're all jealous. I mean, I'm not showing off my wealth, but be that as it may, here's one in Lakewood, New Jersey, a 2021 Forest River Vibe 28RB, $34,000. I cannot believe it. And here's one here, a 2020 Keystone Hideout, 17 footer LHS, and it's 22,000. And the Keystone is the bottom of the barrel, man. They don't make them any less expensive than that. I guarantee you. No, you be sleeping on the ground. And then here's one, a 2021 Winnebago Voyage 2427RB, 45,000. Are you kidding me? Good God, man. Let me see if I can find some here in another location. Let me get up here and change the zip code. See if it makes any difference. Those were all pretty much in the Northeast. Here we go. Oh, it made a big difference. This is in Albuquerque. It's a 2021 Forest River Wildwood X-Lite 263 BHXL, bottom of the line unit, and it's $34,000. It weighs 5,800 pounds. Good God. To have that in a vehicle that will tow it comfortably, new vehicle, new thing, 100,000. Man, I'm telling you, this stuff is crazy. To me, because I've been, I bought, well, of course, it's been years ago, but of course, I bought a Coachman Clipper Cadet 16BH for under $10,000. Let's see if I can find one right now. Let's see if it's got a place to. Oh, here we go. Let's see. What was it? COACHMEN? Coachman. CLIPPERCADET. Yeah, it was a 16 CFB. Yeah, CFB. Yep, it's the same unit. You know how much that $10,000 is today? $10,000 unit is today. Almost 4 years later, I paid under 10. I paid $9,800 for it, drive out or pull out, or what do you want to say? This same unit, $20,500, and that's in Pato, Oklahoma. Good God! Here's one for 25,000. I mean, that's a nothing RV, man. I mean, it has nothing. It's got a window AC that doesn't work. I mean, it's a crap on a stick. You know. I mean, I'm saying that because I mean I bought it because it was a base unit and that's all I needed. I mean, I wouldn't buy it because of all the problems and stuff, but it had back then. I'm not sure if this one has it or not, but the air conditioner was a window unit, and it may not show it here because it was what they called an engineering defect. Yeah, it's got a little bitty refrigerator, and they don't show the air conditioner. It doesn't have a roof air. It has like a window unit that's boxed in and it can't breathe, and it will hardly cool. You know what I mean? And it has, oh, you'll love this. It has no, this one has a roof air. Never mind, I can see it there. This one has a roof air. Maybe that's why it's so, quote, expensive. Ha ha. But yeah, it's the same unit I had. Identical. Two burner cooktop. Very little room. Somebody put a microwave in there from Walmart. Yeah, it's, but be that as it may, the point of the video is pointless, of course. because that's the way I do things. But the point of this is, we talk about and we hear about inflation, but my God, guys, whenever a unit goes up, let's say 4 years, it has nearly, well, it's 25,000 now. That's a sale price, special sale for that unit that I paid under 10,000. That's a 150% increase in 4 years. That would be 25% per year increase. Is that substantial? Yeah, I would say it is. But anyway, I'm just rambling on here. But, for those of you that are looking at RVs, I mean, I feel your pain because it's really amazing to me that these things have gone that much. I mean, here's one here. This one doesn't even have fiber. This is a used unit. It's a 2021 Forest River XLR 27 footer with a queen bed, big deal. $44,000, and it's got that cheapo aluminum stuff. You know what I mean? But anyway, and it's a used unit, not new, not new. Here's one here, a 2021 Coachman Spirit Ultra Light 2557 RB used, of course, 2021, 35,000, man. Yeah, if you find an RV in the $25,000 range, get ready, folks. This is a Jayco J-Flight SLX 183 rear bed or rear bath or something. $30,000. Are you kidding me? Really, guys, I don't know what to tell you. If you're in the rent trap and you think you're going to get out of it by buying an RV and, quote, living on the road, you might. I'm not going to say you're not, but I have to say this. You better have a good plan, because this is not, I'm not trying to be negative. These are all facts. I mean, these numbers I'm giving you, I'm reading right off the internet. Is the internet totally reliable? I guess so. I mean, in some cases, because you can call these places right now and they'll tell you just what I said. But what do you do? Let's just say if I can turn the clock back on me hang on, I gotta have a swallow. I mean, I'm 76. I've been RVing for 25 plus years. I don't know, probably closer to 30. But when I started, you could buy RVs cheap, or pretty damn cheap, and you could go in, and if they had an MSRP of 15,000, you could get them for 12, cash or whatever. And that ain't happening now, that. But and then you could live pretty cheap. You buy an inexpensive housing unit, a travel trailer, and go travel around, stay at RV parks. Well, RV parks were back then were pretty cheap, $250 a month, but now $500 to $800 is not unusual. And so that is what you call hyperinflation. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to I don't know, upset your apple cart, so to speak. But the fact of the matter is, if I was 26 years old or in that range and I was trying to get by as cheaply as I could I do it living in an RV today and having to buy a new unit and finance it? And the answer is, it would depend on how much of a down payment you had, because if you could keep your RV payments down, of course, you can finance an RV for 8-10 years, and of course you're going to pay a shitload of interest. But you could probably keep your payments $300 to $350 a month, and if you stayed in an RV park that was reasonably decent, you're going to have to pay, if you had to live in an RV park so you could commute to work and all that crap. $400 a month. You could probably find a place for that. So you're looking at $750 plus utilities. You'd be in and living for under, say, $900 a month. And I know that that's probably cheaper or much cheaper than renting an apartment today, because I don't know that there's many apartments that you could find, even a one bedroom, near or in a city that would be under $1,000. So anyway, guys, I'm just rambling on here, just thinking out loud. But so I guess it's still an option, uh, to beat the rent trap. The thing that you might want to check out before you go buy you an RV, new or used, is be sure that you have planned out where you're going to put the unit and that all of those numbers fit into your budget. The rent for the RV park plus the electricity or whatever else they charge. And if you're working from home using internet, be sure you got good internet access. If not, you can get Starlink. It's going to cost you $110 a month, and but it's unlimited, super fast if you have it in your area, or else you can probably get some broadband access maybe in the RV park. Who knows? But just thinking out loud, it's a crazy thing about the world, how quickly things change. I mean, I'm not going to bore you with what I've done, and I don't think you care, and you shouldn't, because what you need to care about is what you're faced with now. And what you're faced with now, you just heard the numbers on the new RVs, the prices, and with a fairly good down payment and finance them for 8, 10 years, whatever, if you've got reasonable credit. You can probably get financing on those around even now 5 or 6%. Lenders don't like to finance boats and RVs, okay, and jet skis. Why? Because that's a luxury item. In other words, if your income goes down, the first thing you're going to do is stop paying for your luxury items. They know that. Now, if you're living in your RV, they don't care. Okay, they just look at the overall numbers. A lot of them are parked in the driveways, and when Bubba gets laid off, they ain't making no more payments on the RV or the boat or the jet ski or whatever, and so the rates reflect that. So but again, if you can fit it into your budget, it might be cheaper than that living in an apartment. I don't know. As far as quality of life, that depends. I don't think quality of life in an apartment is going to be much better or worse than an RV park, depending on where you can afford to live. But having said that, plan your life and work your plan and be aware of all the current numbers. And don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself, because the tendency is once you get into one of these programs, like, oh, I'm going to get me an RV and I'm going to go live cheap, you lock in on it. You just hone in like, boy, that's it. I'm going to do that and I ain't going to do anything else. Well, don't fool yourself, because the numbers may not work out. If you've got a good apartment, reasonable rent, be careful, because you may be jumping into the fire, and or if you've got a house that's nearly paid for, or whatever, be careful, because you may not gain anything. In fact, you may lose. But from Capitan, New Mexico, just sitting here having a cold beer. Here's to you. Here's to me. And but just be careful. Take your time. Do your numbers. And I know a lot of people don't like to jack with budgets and stuff, but I was a CPA for 20 plus years, and one of the things I still enjoy that I learned from that profession was budgeting. In other words, I've got this much coming in and I got this much going out. Do they match? Pretty good shape, maybe. If you've got more coming in than going out, pat yourself on the back. Most people are underwater. They got a little bit coming in and a shitload going out. You understand? And they just running on the hamster wheel of life fast as they can, trying to make those payments. Because if they get laid off or they get sick or whatever, it falls in on them. Their credit score goes to hell. And then guess what? You can't buy shit. Or you can, but you're going to have to pay an interest rate that's scary, and you have to put a lot up front. But anyway, be careful out there, guys. Do your numbers. There's nothing wrong with taking a pencil and pen and sitting down and say, okay, this much rent, this much car payment, this much utilities, this much gasoline, this much food, this much, all your little numbers. Come up with a total and see how it works. And hopefully it'll all work out for you guys. But I will say this, in spite of all the frustrations that life can throw at you, and believe me, there's a shitload every day, particularly for those of you that are still in the working mode, frustrations, politics at the office, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I've been through it, not maybe as bad as you. I know this Gildan shirt kind of overpowers you, but try to get along with it. And but just accept what the world deals you, pick up the cards and play them as best you can. And that's going to happen to you every day of your life for the rest of your life. There is no place to hide. Wherever you are, you're there. Just because you move from point A to point B doesn't mean things are going to get better. You're still you. You've taken all your existing mental baggage and just moved it to a new location. Is that a winner? I don't know. It could be. Check it out. Anyway, guys, adios, amigos. Thumbs up, carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Try to keep out the negativity. Try to keep your health. All those things will help you, But anyway, enjoy your life. This has just been a fun video. I just happened to look at the current prices of RVs, and I like to fell over backwards. Anyway, adios, amigos. Bye-bye.